What's up, everybody? It's Young here, and welcome to a Final Fantasy VII Remake news update. I have got for you guys what could potentially be some very bad news for Final Fantasy fans out there and for people who have been looking forward to this Final Fantasy VII Remake. The following information comes from a press release from Square Enix, which they posted on their website on December 6th, 2015. There is a particular excerpt there that will probably piss a lot of you guys off, and it reads as follows. Final Fantasy VII Remake will be told across a multi-part series, with each entry providing its own unique experience. What this excerpt seems to be saying is that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be episodic in nature. What the fuck? No, that is absolutely unacceptable. That is not the kind of game that Final Fantasy is. Final Fantasy is one giant epic adventure that you can experience in one go. You should not have to wait for the next part of the adventure. This is Final Fantasy. If you make Final Fantasy episodic, you lose the whole point of the game, this epic, giant, fantastical adventure. I hope to God I am misinterpreting this somehow. I feel like multi-part series is pretty clear in its meaning, but maybe there's a possibility that Square Enix is planning to release the main game, that one giant main chunk, the main game, and then adding on top of that other storylines within the Final Fantasy VII lore, maybe stuff like Crisis Core and whatnot. I hope that's what they're referring to, because if they're splitting the main game from the original, the Final Fantasy VII that was released on PlayStation 1, that chunk, if they're releasing that in multiple parts, then this game's fucked. I'm sorry, this is absolutely fucked. I have no hope for this game if that is indeed the case. This is Final Fantasy. This is not The Walking Dead. This is not a Telltale Games. This is a role-playing game, and you can't role-play in an episodic nature. That's just not possible. Can you imagine if Fallout 4 or Skyrim was split into multiple episodes? Like, how stupid would that be? But again, it's possible that what they're doing is releasing the main chunk of the game, Final Fantasy VII, and then layering on top of that other Final Fantasy VIIs from within the lore. I hope to God that is the case. Somehow, I doubt that. I'm beginning to get really bad vibes from this game. Just a lot of bad juju coming my way after reading this right here. Multi-part series. I do not like the way those words ring in my ears. It sounds like Final Fantasy VII Remake will be episodic. I hope to God I'm wrong. What are your thoughts on the matter? Let me know in the comments below. All I know is that for me, if Final Fantasy VII Remake ends up being episodic, this game is dead on arrival. I don't know if I will even buy it unless the reviews somehow end up being amazing, but I don't think that'll be the case because, come on, a role-playing game split into multiple episodes just makes no sense. I mean, what does that mean for the open world? Does that mean that you can't access certain regions because you gotta wait for the next episode? You can't traverse to the ends of the lands because you gotta wait for the next episode? At that point, Final Fantasy VII and any Final Fantasy game for that matter that is split into multiple episodes, at that point you lose the point of what Final Fantasy is. So Square Enix, if you're listening to this, do not make this game episodic. Please do not do that. Do not ruin this classic by doing this cash grab maneuver, or I don't know, I guess part of the reason for why they could be doing this is because it would help them get the game out earlier. They could release part 1 and then, they could release part 1 early, and while people are enjoying part 1, they could work on parts 2, 3, 4, whatever the fuck they're planning to do. So on a development standpoint, I guess it helps because I'm sure this is a massive undertaking, but from a consumer standpoint, this is terrible. This is retarded. Please, Square Enix, do not split this game into multiple parts. I am all for you releasing the main chunk of the game and then layering on top of that other storylines, whether it be from before Final Fantasy VII or after, stuff like Crisis Core and what have you. Maybe they'll add on some Advent Children story gameplay sections as part of the multi-part series. I hope that's what they're referring to. I'm gonna wait until we hear more before I make a final judgment. But if it's episodic, I'm gonna flip my shit, and I'm pretty sure so will the rest of the gaming community and the Final Fantasy fans. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this, what I'm sure will be a controversial matter. And to be further updated on Final Fantasy VII Remake news, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out!